Okay. Well, what are we going to do now? We'll have some tea. And I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you the story about the time I met Joe Strummer and the Clash. So the cool kids in my neighborhood managed to get tickets to see the Clash at the Cape Cod Coliseum, which is not in Boston. It's about 100 miles from Boston on Cape Cod. Anyway, we were all in high school and nobody had a car and nobody could really drive at that time except for me. So one of the cool kids said to me, "Hey Joe, we got tickets to see the Clash." And I was like, "Holy crap, really?" And he was like, "Yeah." He said, "I can get you a ticket if you can get your dad's car and give us a ride down to the Cape Cod Coliseum." I said, "Yep, I can do that." And that's exactly what happened. So the Clash played in 1982 down at Cape Cod Coliseum. They were there for a while. My friends and I, actually the cool kids and I, went down to see them, and it was general admission, so there were no seats, so it was kind of mayhem there, but it was a great show. The Clash came out, they played, it was fantastic, and when the show ended, I had been separated from my friends, and I went out to the parking lot, and I'm in my dad's car waiting for them to come out, and the parking lot's emptying. And I'm like the last car in the parking lot, and still my friends have not arrived back at the car for me to give them a ride home. So I went back into the Cape Cod Coliseum, and it was completely empty. So I went my way up to the stage, and to the right of the stage area there was a door, a brown industrial looking door, no window, metal door. And there was a security guard standing there, and I said to him, "I've lost my friends. Would you mind if I went in here and see if they're behind stage here somewhere?" And he said to me, "Sure, go ahead." So I turned the doorknob and I went in. And I found myself in this maze behind the scenes at the Cape Cod Coliseum of cinder block hallways and linoleum floors and a brown door, another brown door. And around the corner came one of these kids who I had gone to high school with. His name is Rich. Rich, if you watch, thank you so much. You were instrumental in helping all this to come together. Great guy. I still know him. And he said to me, "Joe, come on. We're meeting the Clash." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, come on, let's go." And he went in the men's room. I'm like, "What's going on here?" So went in the men's room, and he starts taking some paper towel off the roll of paper towel there in the men's room. He said, "Here, take one of these." So I took a length of paper towel, and he said, "Come on, let's go." And we left the men's room, and we navigated back through some hallways and around some corners, and we came to another brown door. Metal brown door, painted, and no window, nondescript, nothing on it. Rich opens the door, and inside the door there in this room, the Clash. I couldn't believe it. There is Mick Jones, Paul Simonon, Joe Strummer, and Terry Chimes at the time. Topper wasn't with the band at that moment. So I got to meet the Clash. The reason for the paper towels was we were getting their autographs. So I just gave Paul Simonon this paper towel, and he knew what to do, and he wrote his name on it, and I moved over to Mick Jones, and he signed it, and Joe Strummer signed it too, and then Terry Chimes, and I just couldn't believe it. So in this room were the Clash and a couple of lady friends that were with them, and the kids I went to high school with, and that's it. I mean, that's it. There was nobody else around. So it was really unbelievable. I mean, this door opened and there they were. And they were unbelievably gracious and unbelievably kind and unbelievably patient with this group of high school kids who were just starstruck by meeting their favorite band. And I ended up talking with Cherry Chimes quite a bit. He was just so wonderful to me and so kind, and we had the best conversation, and it was just unbelievable. And so you can imagine that the band was tired after an incredible set, so they were kind of wiped out. So they were kind of sleepy and, had put up with us as long as they could. All of a sudden, someone came in the room and said, "Okay, guys, we got to wrap things up," and that was it. And we were ushered out of the room, and we went back to the car and drove home, just like stunned at what had happened, that we actually got to meet the Clash. And as the years have gone by, I thought about that a lot, and how good they were to us, and how wonderful they were, and how Joe Strummer really was such an incredible person. Unfortunately, he passed away a number of years ago. He died after walking his dogs. He wasn't that old. He was like 50 or 51. And it's just so sad to lose him. Such an enormous talent, and he gave so much to the world. So I think of him often, and I think we need more people like him in the world, who are great artists, who are fearless, who can play guitar, and who can write songs like that, and who aren't afraid to be who they are. And I feel that he had a good heart and a good soul, and his intentions were always good. And I think the world could really use more people like him now. So if you've never heard of the Clash, gasp, check them out. Joe Strummer actually has a Joe Strummer Foundation. I will leave a link to that foundation in the comments here. And yeah, if you're a big Clash fan, it's time for you to go back and listen to some of that music again and reminisce. And thank you. That's it. That's Tea Talk today. And again, I'm enjoying the Upton Tea. I'll leave a link to them. But I'd like to hear your story about brushes with fame. Maybe you met the Clash. Maybe you saw them at the Cape Cod Coliseum. Maybe you met Joe Strummer. I always like to hear Joe Strummer stories and Clash stories. So if you have them, let me know. So I hope this video distracted you, provided a smile. It was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me in my life, and I've never forgotten it. So thanks to everyone who's always kind to fans, and thanks to everyone who creates great things and puts them out in the world. All right, I'm out for now. Keep an eye out for the next video. Enjoy your tea. Buy some tea from Upton Tea. Stop by the Joe Strummer Foundation. Maybe you can help them out a little bit. And take care of yourself. Take care of the world. Think differently. Be like the kind of person that Joe was. Help the world. Thanks. Out for now. Bye.